Did you know that you could grow indeterminate potatoes? I didn't. I knew there were indeterminate tomatoes, but potatoes? But you watch. I keep adding the pails and they keep growing. I'm interested to see if the pails are going to be full of potatoes at the end of the season. Some say potato towers work, some say they don't. Either way, it's going to be interesting. Hello, this is Stephen from Short Season Garden, and I offer tips and tricks for gardening in any climate, but especially for short seasons like here in Zone 3 in Eastern Canada. So give my video a thumbs up and a comment, subscribe to my channel, click the notification bell, or you can check me out on Instagram or Facebook at Short Season Garden. So I admit, I didn't really do my research before I built these potato towers. Turns out most people building a potato tower either use a barrel or a big wire cage, and they'll put a layer of potatoes, cover them, put another layer of potatoes, cover them, and so they have a lot of potatoes in their tower. I just put one seed potato in each of these 4 containers. I was familiar with indeterminate tomatoes, which will keep growing until killed by frost or disease, and grow tomatoes all along the stem, but I became intrigued with indeterminate potatoes. I started out with 5 pounds of russet Burbank seed potatoes, an indeterminate variety, which had been stored way too long in the dark. Not only were the light-starved sprouts way too long, but the potatoes were starting to rot. I also had 4 pails with drainage holes in the bottom. I placed some well-rotted compost mixed with potting soil in each container and put 1 potato in each. The remainder of the potatoes I planted in a traditional row. To my amazement, even the potatoes that were quite rotten grew. The in-ground potatoes grew too, and I hoed them up 2 or 3 times during the season, but otherwise I just let them grow, watering them as needed with a soaker hose. The potatoes in containers I kept burying, however, leaving just a few inches sticking out, and they kept reaching for the sunlight and growing some more. I had some old bottomless pails used early in the season to protect tomatoes from frost. As the potato plants began to grow out of their containers, I added one of these pails to each container and added more soil. Every time the plants would start sticking out of the top of the pails, I would add another layer of pails. Potting soil soon proved to be too expensive for my ever-growing towers, so I supplemented the compost with old straw from last year's straw bale garden. I suppose the potato plants would have kept climbing out of the soil indefinitely until killed by fall frost, but I was running out of pails. I was afraid that the pails would topple over, and as I researched, I found people saying that my potato towers wouldn't work. I'm being told that my potato towers aren't going to work, that even with indeterminate potatoes, that plants are only going to grow with tubers about 1 foot high. They don't go all the way up the stem like they do with tomatoes. And besides that, I buried these plants for about 6 weeks. I kept burying them so they couldn't get much sun, compared to these ones over here that have been getting full sun from the time they emerged from the soil. So we'll see. Either way, it's been a fun project. I can hardly wait until I can show you the second video with the follow-up where I compare the crop from my two different plantings, my in containers with the towers and the potatoes in the ground. So I hope you liked my video. Give it a thumbs up, give it a comment, and you can look forward to seeing the next video.